Now, once you start to get the hang of using the basic operators, you also need to be a little bit aware of BODMAS. Now, if you've not come across this previously, then you'll need to concentrate. Let's take the math sample B file and have a look at the BODMAS sheet. Now, in here we have our small little grid of numbers, and at the end of each of these rows, we are carrying out a calculation. Now, straightforwardly, you'll find that the first calculation is adding 3 cells. The second is taking them away from each other. The third is multiplying the 3 cells. The fourth is simply dividing the first 2. And the fifth is doing an exponential between the first 2. Now, until you actually start to mix your operators up, BODMAS doesn't come into play. It doesn't matter how many cells are involved in your formula. What matters is the mix of operators. So at the moment, we're not mixing operators. We are adding, we are taking away, we're multiplying, we're dividing, and we're using the exponential. Let's come down to the bottom here. If I were to say equals that cell plus that cell and multiply it by that cell. So we're adding 12 and 3 and we're multiplying by 2. That's the current values. Obviously they could change. And the result we get is 18. Now, does 18 feel right? That is the question. So 12 add 3, 15, multiplied by 2 should be 30. But I get 18. That's not apparently the right answer. However, as far as Excel is concerned, that is the right answer. The order of calculation is not left to right. It looks at the whole formula and decides on the hierarchy of calculation based on BODMAS. Now, BODMAS is just an abbreviation and effectively stands for brackets, operand, division, multiply, addition, and subtraction. And it works in its order from top to bottom. So if we take our formula again, so basically it's doing this bit first. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. Add the 6 onto 12 is 18. Hence the result, 18. Now, if that's not the result you're intending, then you either have to build your formulas in a slightly different way or move further up the BODMAS hierarchy. Right at the top here, we have brackets. So we can use brackets in our formula by saying, let's open a set of brackets there and close them there. Anything in brackets needs to be calculated first. So Excel will now go, okay, A1 plus A2 is 15, multiplied by A5 would give us our 30. And when we press return to accept the formula, we now see 30. So this is very important, but only important when you start to mix the operators. It won't actually matter if you do addition and subtraction together, you will get the same result, regardless of the order. It won't matter if you do division and multiply together in the same formula. You will get the same result, regardless of the order. It matters when you start to mix this pair with this one. That's when you then need to start thinking of brackets and what should I do at what stage for it to get the result that I want, not the one that Excel feels like giving me. If that ever occurs to you, you get the result and you think, that's not quite right. Think BODMAS. It's going to do brackets first, then it's going to do things to the power of, then it's division, then multiply, then addition, then subtraction. It's not necessarily going to work out the formula in a left to right notation.